wallpaper a wall, but you haven't done it because you've been too scared to have a go in case you stuff it up and make a mistake, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Jade. Welcome to the channel Refinish with Jade, where it is all things furniture flipping and DIY fun. Today's video is going to be something a little bit different and it doesn't involve any furniture. What I'm going to be doing is creating a step-by-step guide to teach you how you can wallpaper a feature wall inside your home. Let's get into it. First things first, I had to remove all of the old decorations off the wall. I started off by removing these pictures and then got to work removing all of these bloody stars that my son had stuck all over the wall. I thought it would be a good idea to let my son decorate his own room. However, I am now regretting that choice. I removed them all reasonably easy, but they did leave some damage on the wall that I'm now going to have to patch up. To repair the wall, I just used some multi-purpose filler. I applied that to all of the damaged areas, let it dry completely, and then used my orbital sander just to sand off any excess. I grabbed out the vacuum cleaner and cleaned up all the mess that I had just made. And then it was time to give the wall a bit of a clean just to make sure there was no dust or anything that was going to affect the wallpaper from being able to stick to the wall. I selected the wallpaper online and then it was delivered to me. It was a super easy process. All I needed to do was select what I wanted and then it was cut to size for me. I was also able to order a little box that had all of the goodies that I needed to be able to apply the wallpaper. This is what was included. Being able to get everything that I needed from the one location was super handy and it meant that I would be able to complete this project quickly. The wallpaper was delivered in these rolls and everything was pre-cut and numbered so that it would be super easy to apply. The wallpaper glue was also included. If you've got a wallpaper that you have purchased that doesn't come with the glue, then you're going to need to organize to get some wallpaper glue before you can apply the wallpaper to your wall. I personally found pouring the wallpaper paste into the bucket with the water immensely satisfying. I did find that it required quite a fair bit of stirring in order to be able to get to a thicker paste-like consistency. If you're finding it a little bit difficult, just keep stirring. It will start to thicken up eventually. Now for the fun part. There are so many amazing designs of wallpaper, and most of the time they're a lot more detailed than you would be able to paint as a feature wall. I took the first panel of my wallpaper and measured it up against the wall just to make sure that everything was going to line up. I then grabbed out a measuring tape and a pencil so that I could measure 45 centimeters from the corner or the edge of the wall out to where my wallpaper is going to sit for the first panel. I used the pencil and mark a few 45 centimeter distances at different heights. I can then take my level and measure between those two marks and create a nice straight line for my first sheet of wallpaper to make sure that that is going to be level. It's super important that you get the first piece nice and straight because all of the other pieces are going to line up next to that piece. Once you've got your line for the first piece of wallpaper, you're going to take either a brush or a roller and start applying your wallpaper paste to the wall. You want to make sure that the paste is not thick and glunky anywhere. You also want to make sure that you don't have any spots where you have missed the paste because that can cause a bubble in the wallpaper where it doesn't have glue. I only applied the paste the thickness of one sheet of wallpaper. If I go too far across the wall, the paste could then potentially dry before I actually get a chance to apply the panels. When you're applying this first sheet, make sure that you get it lined up with the pencil line and the level line that you have just ruled out. Once you've got it lined up, you can then take a brush and start to smooth out the wallpaper to make sure that there's not going to be any bubbles in the wallpaper anywhere. I really took my time applying the first sheet to make sure that it was level and applied correctly, and then the next sheets can all just apply up next to that one nicely. Once the first sheet has been installed, you can then move on to the next sheet. I grabbed the paste out again with a brush and I started applying the paste to the wall in the spot where the next sheet is going to go. Then I grabbed out the second sheet of wallpaper, making sure not to let the front of the wallpaper touch the glue as this can be noticeable on the wallpaper once the glue has dried. Take the time to make sure that you have the two pieces of wallpaper joined correctly. You need to make sure that any pattern on the wallpaper is in the right spot and matching, and also make sure that you're pushing the wallpaper together to kind of create a nice seamless join. If If you make a mistake and get it in the wrong spot, it is an easy fix. All you need to do is then peel off that sheet of wallpaper and reapply it in the correct spot. I grabbed out the wallpaper brush again, but I also used my hand quite a fair bit just to push the wallpaper onto the wall. Once I had it on there with my hand, I was then able to use the brush. The most difficult part of the whole thing was cutting the wallpaper around my PowerPoint. In other countries, I believe these are also called the wall socket. I got the wallpaper up as close as I possibly could to the PowerPoint, and then I held it in position with a sharp object. Once I knew it was as close as I could possibly get it, I then took a really small sharp blade and used that to cut the wallpaper around the edge. I did this on all 4 sides of the PowerPoint, cutting off the excess as I went so that I could make sure that I was close as possible to that PowerPoint. I also removed the PowerPoint cover because then once I applied the cover back onto the PowerPoint, it would then cover those cut lines and give a really smooth finish. I did the same thing at the bottom of the wall where the wallpaper went up against the kickboard. I grabbed out a metal edging tool, which is simply just a sharp metal line. And then I took the razor blade and I used that to cut up against that metal to create a really nice smooth line. Once I'd cut all the way along, it was really easy to just peel off that excess piece of wallpaper and end up with a beautiful finish. After I'd cut off the excess for these first 2 sheets, I then decided that I was going to cut the excess off after I installed each sheet. Once you've applied that first sheet or 2, your nerves start going down and you feel a lot more comfortable with what you're doing. Because once you've got those first 2 sheets in, the process stays the same and you're just going to repeat the process over and over again. I'm just going to quickly recap for you the steps and the process to applying the wallpaper. You're going to apply the paste to the wall. Then you're going to take that sheet of wallpaper and apply the wallpaper to the wall, using your brush to make sure that there's no bubbles in the wallpaper, and then taking your edge roller and rolling along the edge to create a really seamless transition between the 2 pieces of wallpaper. Lastly, you're going to take your knife and cut the excess off at the bottom and sides if necessary. And here it is, the end result. Don't leave just yet because I've got some fun bloopers at the end for you. It's such a fun, easy project to take your home to the next level. It really uplifts the space and it creates that unique, one-of-a-kind feeling when you walk into that space. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit the like button because it helps me out. Now for some bloopers. I'm going to be creating a new video today. I'm going to take you through step by step exactly how we do it so that you can create a furniture. In today's video, we're going to do something a little bit different, and what I'm going to be doing is go figure. But what we're going to be doing. Thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. I hope you enjoyed my bloopers. Make sure you subscribe for more furniture flipping and DIY fun.